What's up guys, Dr. Jared here, and this is how to release your tight hips in just 5 minutes. I want to run you through 5 of the best stretches to not only improve mobility, but also decrease tension and decrease pain in your hip joints. Because your hips are supposed to be a very mobile joint, and if they're not moving the way that they should, tightness and pain can settle in, not just into your hips, but down into your knee and up into your lower back as well. So stretching your hips is a great way to relieve tension and pain in all of those areas. At least that's the benefit that I hope that you get from this video. Again, I've got 5 stretches for you. They're going to address the 5 areas that get the tightest the most often in order to provide you with maximum relief. So that being said, let's jump into your first stretch right now. The first group we're going to stretch out are your hip extensors, your glutes, these muscles right here in the back. This is going to be a knee to chest stretch. You're going to lay down on your back, bend one knee up towards your chest with your hands wrapped right around your knee, and then use your hands to pull your knee down closer into your chest. That introduces a greater flexion angle here at your hip. You should feel more of a stretch right here through the back of the hip and into the glute. And a lot of people, if you're really tight, you might feel that up into your lower back as well. Take it to where it's just a comfortable range, where you feel a comfortable stretch in those areas, and then you're going to hold that for 30 seconds on the left, and then again for 30 seconds on the right. That's your first stretch. The next group that we're going to work on are your deep hip rotators, also known as your piriformis muscle. That one gets tight. A lot of people who have hip pain get a lot of tightness in this area. So the way that we're going to stretch that out, I like to kind of teach this in phases. Lay on your back with both knees bent. You're going to cross your left leg over your right, and depending on how tight that hip is, you might feel a good stretch down in that left deep hip. The other thing you can do is with your left hand, push on your left knee. So I'm pushing down towards that direction right there. Again, just to introduce more rotation into my hip, and I feel that even a little bit more. If you can tolerate both of those, what I tell people is with your hands, you can grab back right here behind your right knee and then pull that up towards your chest. So I'm pulling my right knee up towards my chest, and what that does is that introduces even more of a rotation angle here, right here in my left hip. So I'm going to take that to a point where it feels like it's a comfortable stretch. I would hold that for 30 seconds on the left and then 30 seconds on the right, and then that's my second minute. Up next, we've got some hamstring stretches, and the way that I like to do that, I dropped my strap. I've got this stretch out strap. This is what I kind of like to use. I've actually got this linked down below. This is convenient for stretching. It's got some nice handles on it. You absolutely don't need this. I tell people at home you can use a belt or a towel or a sheet or a dog leash. Those things tend to work really well. With this, I'm just going to take that right around my foot, and then I'm going to lay down on the back. Again, this is going to be a hamstring stretch. That's these muscles right here in the back of the leg. So with that around my foot, I can lay, my back is supported. It's a very comfortable position. Now with my hands, I'm just going to pull, I'm going to use the tails here to pull that foot up just as high as I can. I'm taking it towards the wall above my head. And then I'm going to take that to where it's just a good, comfortable stretch into the back of that hamstring muscle. You'll feel that basically from your knee all the way down into your hip. And what I recommend is, just like our other stretches so far, you can hold that for 30 seconds on the left and 30 seconds on the right, and that will be your third minute. Up next, let's get the hip adductors stretched out. These are the groin muscles right in here. There's a couple ways that I like to do that. The first one, while we're on our back with our knees bent right here, what I want you to do is put the soles of your feet together and then just let your knees fall out to the side. That's again kind of step one in this. And if that's a good stretch, you're gonna feel that again just right here in these inner thigh, in these groin muscles. You're gonna hold that for 30 seconds, and you can do that twice. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can do it in a seated position, where now seated, I'm going to pull the soles of my feet together. In this position, I like to hold my ankles right here, and then you can actually use your elbows to kind of push down and leverage your knees down closer towards the floor. So pulling my knees apart, pushing my knees down towards the floor until I get an even better, deeper stretch in those hip adductor muscles. And again, 30 seconds, and then you can repeat that one twice. Finally, the last one, or the last group that we're going to address are the hip flexors, these muscles right here in the front of the hip. And the thing about the hip flexors is if they get tight, they can pull on your lower back and kind of create some pain and discomfort there. And so it's important that we get those stretched out. I like to also teach this one in kind of a couple of different phases. What you can do is lay down first on the edge of your bed. I'm going to stretch my left hip out so I'm kind of close to the left side of the bed. My right knee is going to come up into a bent position, and now all you have to do is just drop this left leg down off of your bed. And again, a very safe, a very easy position. My back is nice and supported, but as you do that, you're going to feel a deep stretch right here in the front of your hip. You would hold that in a comfortable position for 30 seconds on the left and 30 seconds on the right. But if you need more than that, we can take that to the next level with like a tall kneeling hip flexor stretch. And this is what that one looks like. I'm going to kneel down. I'm going to get in a tall kneeling position. So my left foot comes forward. My right foot is still down on the table. That's the leg that we're going to stretch out. In this position, I want to stay upright. I don't want to bend forward like this. So you're going to stay upright through your chest and shoulders, and then just put your weight onto that leading leg. So as I lean my weight onto my left foot, what you should feel is just a nice deep stretch right here on the right side. The last thing that I even like to tell people is if you can contract this right glute, so squeeze your right butt, all of a sudden that's really going to enhance that stretch even further. And so same parameters on this. We're going to take that to a comfortable position and hold it for 30 seconds on the right, and then we're going to do the same thing on the left. Now, if you're interested in strengthening your hips, stretching is usually half the battle. If you want some good exercises to increase strength in your hips and actually take your improvement and your rehab with this to the next level, I've got you covered here on my channel. Click on this video to check out some good hip strengthening exercises. For some reason, YouTube thinks that you might like this video from Tone and Tighten, so check that one out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the circle right here to do that. I'd love to see you back for future videos. Hope this helps, and I hope to see you again soon.